Homeschool and Life, and we have a new video for you today. Well, obviously we're doing it, but anyways, we are excited about it. And so before we get into that, I just want to say, if you've watched any of our other videos, one, thank you. We think it's awesome and we appreciate you.
Yes,
and two, would you like it and subscribe? We really get excited when people do that. So today's video is going to be the word of the year, or, you know, just the word you're focusing on. Now, I'm going to be very honest. I usually don't do this. Like, it's kind of been like a social media trend for, what would you say, how many years have you seen that?
At least like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that.
And sometimes I've written one down and sometimes I haven't, but like sometimes like things don't come to me. Actually, I do have kind of a funny story about one time I did have a word for the whole year and I did keep it. My kids kind of tease me about it, but I'll share that at the end of the video.
Yeah.
But this year, I do have a word, and it just hit me out of nowhere. I know that sounds like kooky and crazy, but I guess, I don't know, when you're convicted of things and you need to change things, I just think God does that. Like, He helps you know what you need to do different.
Yeah,
so, just thinking about it, and me and Lauren sharing, I think it's kind of fitting for our channel and like homeschool moms and things like that. So we're just going to talk about ours today. Do you want to say anything before I jump into my word?
No, I think it is a great thing. I'm also kind of like you. I've never been a big word of the year person, but I definitely have goals, like had thoughts every year. You're always jotting down notes and thoughts of what I want to do better, or you have things on your mind at the beginning of the year, usually that you're, I don't know, it's just that fresh and newness of the new year where you're thinking about what you want the year to look like. So when she mentioned this, I was definitely had thoughts and had things. I didn't have a particular word, but as I said, I'm not going to go look up words. I didn't intentionally go like look up different words. I just kind of dwelt and prayed about and thought about what I had been thinking we needed to do better in our home, and a word kind of come out of that to some extent. So I'm excited to share that too here today.
And I'm going to write it every day in my planner, my favorite planner. Anyways, so I'll just jump in. The word for me right now is availability. I know that seems probably kind of weird, but like when you are homeschooling, you are busy. Like you have a lot going on, like with all your kids, and actually, can you hear the kids? They're playing a game back there. You know, you're in charge of their education and you're just busy, and they're playing sports and you're planning curriculum and stuff like that. And a personality trait of mine, good or bad, take it how you want to, is I'm a very busy person. Like I always take things on my plate, and then, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm in over my head, and I get things off, and it's not even 2 or 3 months later where I'm in charge of 5 more things. And I've been running a business on the side and things like that. And sometimes in our homeschool, I've gotten to where like, I'm like, hang on, I'm going to finish this first, or just a minute. And that's not what I want our homeschool to look like. Like I've chosen to homeschool. And so like, you've got to give your kids your best and just be available. And so I've got kids who are asking me to take them to the gym so they can shoot around, and I've got kids asking me to go play catch with them, and I've got a little one still asking me to read to them, and you know, I've got one who's always wanting to do something in the kitchen and things like that, and I've been too busy. I hate to say that, but I have been too busy. And so I'm trying, my word is to just be available to them. And there was what is her name? Oh, Tracy Eister. She used to work for Family Life. She doesn't anymore, but I had a conversation with her, probably 9 years ago. And she told me a story, and it was about her teenage son. And she every day watched, I think it was Tom and Jerry with him for like 30 minutes. And her advice was do whatever they want to do when they're teenagers, like just to spend time with them. And it's always stuck with me. And she also told me, you know, that teenagers are not going to want to talk until the most inopportune times. Yeah. Like
late at night.
And
when they're like their peak time.
Yes, and you're like, oh. Anyway, well, I am, because I like to be up early, and so just being available when they're ready to talk and share and things like that. Actually, we were talking a while ago about like watching movies with our kids, and like I told her one of mine like wants to start a 3-hour movie at 11 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, but just being available, it's a big deal. I can ramble some more, but I think it would greatly improve our homeschool atmosphere. I think it would greatly improve my husband and I being on the same page, and I think it would just bring joy to our home. So that would be my word.
It is definitely easy to get busy as
Yes.
a mom. So that is a great thought. So like I said, I didn't have a word when we first were talking about this video, but I prayed about it, thought about it, and my word that I thought would go well with what I was thinking I should work on this year is be intentional. Intentionality being doing things with purpose. And when I say that, I'm saying like my time that I spend, whether that be my time in the Word, my time with my children, my time with our homeschool during the day, and my time in outside things, ministry, or different things that I choose to do outside of our home. Making sure I'm doing those things with intention and with purpose. I tend to be a more lax person. I'm not as much of a fill my plate box checker. I'm more of a go with the flow kind of person. That's just my personality. And so I feel like I can go through and do things and, not have the right purposes all the time. What should I say? What they should look like, what they should be growing in my children, like, am I intentionally spending time with them to grow our relationship? Am I intentionally spending time in the Word to grow my relationship with the Lord? I guess in a way that is kind of a box checker. You check things off, but is this giving me us peace in our home? Is this giving me joy in my day? Is this growing me more in my walk with Christ? So that would be my word. And that would apply to, I put like where I'm at or who I'm with or what I'm doing in every aspect. So, being more intentional in everything. And that a lot of times leads into more goal planning for me on a monthly basis, because when I'm thinking through these things and I want to be purposeful in them, whether that be making decisions of things I do outside the home, in a lot of ways, what I'm choosing to do, if I'm thinking, is this a good opportunity? Is this a good, will this be purposeful for me, and will it be important for the other people or things like that, then that helps me decide what I need to do.
Oh, but do you have the guts to say no?
Oh, I'm learning that.
Because I don't.
No, I've always been a yes man, and I struggle with saying no. I think a lot of people struggle with saying no. So.
I don't know. I've got a couple of friends who don't, and I'm always like, how did you say no?
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Well, I have, probably in the last year or so, I have learned in a few areas to say no, but there's definitely more places I could.
I like what you said about purpose with your time, like during your homeschool day. Here's something I'm doing during my homeschool day. I don't answer the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know that's kind of weird, but like I try not to answer the phone during our homeschool day.
It's so hard,
if I can help it. You know?
I mean, there's some things, but
well, I guess
it's
it
so hard to
messes
get
up
back
our
on
flow.
track. Yeah.
Like if I've got time, I will. But it's like I should say, like if I'm in the middle of a read aloud or in the middle of something, then I try to just not.
Yeah, because we've talked about this before. Yeah, it really gets you off track sometimes.
Oh, fast.
So definitely, but anyway,
I think that's good. I will say, like, since my word came to me, I promise I'm not crazy, but I've been like in the morning thinking about it and writing it, and it's actually been a game changer in my day on like how I structure things and what I say yes and no to with my kids, and it's already been an improvement. So so far so good.
Yeah, I would say the same. I've thought about like being more intentional, because like I said, I'm a go with the flow kind of person in some ways, but being more intentional makes you plan things a little bit better and stuff. And I've already did have to make a decision this week with deciding whether I was going to be a part of something or do something that was outside of the home. And for me during this time, like there's a lot of things that go into our day, and sometimes purposefully choosing to rest in the evening so I have the energy to get back into my kids the next day
that's a big deal.
is important. So those things are already coming up. I'm already having to examine things that, that I'm called upon to do at times, or asked to do, I guess. So
And mine was, I had to take a kid to a gym to go practice, which they wanted to, and then my little one wanted to read, and so I made myself available and I just changed my schedule around, but instead of just always doing it on my schedule, like being more available. So those are my words. So availability and purpose. So if you have a word, I'd be interested to know what it is. Even though
share with us in the comments.
I was going to tell my story of my one word.
Oh yeah.
It's so silly, but I said, I want to have a joyful countenance. And it was because we had been to Walmart several times and other places, and everybody was grumpy looking, like in the checkout line and everywhere. Everybody was like, "Rrr."
Bad resting face. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice way to put it. And I told my kids, I was like, I want to have a joyful countenance, even if I'm in line, or if, a clerk's being rude to you. There's some places you go where the customer service isn't stellar.
Yeah.
And to just keep a joyful countenance. So all the time, I'm not going to do it because they would die of embarrassment if I did it on the internet world where people could see. I would make this real goofy face with a real funny smile, make my eyes real big, and I would do it to them in town and everything to have a joyful countenance. Because some people, even if they're not mad or angry, they have the bad resting face, like you called it.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to look joyful.
Yes.
So anyways, it was kind of funny for the year. And every time I say it, the kids, when I told them my word for this year, they were like, remember the creepy year? So anyways.
That's funny.
Anyways, so there we go. If you have one, share it. And don't forget to subscribe because we like that. And we will see you probably next week. Thanks.
Bye guys.